Hello, and welcome to Without Judgment, the podcast where we dive into how to be happier at work, asking better questions, daring to be yourself, and gaining clarity on what you want and how to approach it in the best way for you in this season of your life. I'm Virginie, your host, and I support career changers and young professionals unearth clarity, cultivate confidence, and unlock their unique potential. I believe that your career should be more than just a paycheck. So, in every episode, I'll bring you new insights about life coaching and how it can help you navigate your professional life and reach your goals that you set for yourself. So, hold my hand and let's go. Hello everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Without Judgment podcast. Today, in episode 17, we're going to talk about what you think of your spending and how do you feel about it. In April, it's Financial Literacy Month, and so that's the third episode that I'm doing on money. The first one really about general mindset and your beliefs around money. Last week in the second episode, we were talking about earning and having money. And today, in this third episode around money and money mindset, I want to share my thoughts on spending. So, if we use Brooks' model, where we have our thoughts that create our feelings, action, and eventually the results that we get, and not our circumstances, I want to bring you and imagine spending on your action line or non-action. Or another way to put it is to ask yourself, what were the 3 best purchases that you've ever made? Can be your home, can be a car, can be your last outfit, it can even be a snack or a regular coffee that you have with your friend, your colleagues, your partner, your kids. Just think about all that and decide, if you had to tell me right now, what are the best 3 purchases you've made ever, or even in the last 6 to 12 months. If that's too daunting for you to think about, ever, why do you think that you've picked those 3? Imagine how it made you feel. Maybe think about all the memories that is created after. Maybe is it something that you still own today? What is it about that makes you feel good? And then once you have those 3 examples, and you can journal for 5 minutes about each of them, if you would like to go a little bit deeper around the why and all the results that you got, maybe around what happened to you after that purchase. I want to think about the opposite, and what are the 3 things that you regret buying? Why do you think you regret that? Is it because of something that happened soon after or a long time after? Is it because you felt disappointed? Maybe it didn't quite meet your expectation? Or is it something different, like you just regret spending the money because you realized a couple of days, a couple of weeks, or even a couple of months later that you could have used that money to do something completely different? Or maybe it was okay to buy that, but the way you think about it is making you regret it. So now I want to invite you to think about that. Next time that you're about to spend on anything, I invite you to think about those examples, your best and worst purchases. And before thinking if you can afford it or not, I would like you to rephrase that and think about your priorities of the moment. Would you say that it is your priority? Is it aligned? Is it an intentional buy that you're making at this moment in your life? It doesn't have to be like that forever, but right now, what do you think matters most? And by the way, you can do that with all of your resources. It can be time, your energy, your money. It's often easier to do it with time because it's the most finite one in a way, because we all have the same 24 hours in a day. But going back to the money, you can spend how you choose as an adult. Well, if we think of the pyramid of Maslow, of course we have primary needs of shelter and food and safety to be covered before we go to more aspirational goals. But once you've got those covered, it's really up to you. Just like with your time, you choose how you spend your money. Even if it doesn't always feel this way, this is the truth. You're an adult, you're responsible. You can decide how you spend your money. So imagine your yearly budget, and let's say maybe you have around 90K as the average household in California. How would you like to spend that money? And if you haven't listened to episode 15, I encourage you to go and listen to that, because in this episode I talk about your values. And when you imagine spending the money, you kind of want to know your values first so that you feel this alignment. If you believe that where you live, or where your kids go to school, or where you travel, how you can rest is the most important, then you can see how much of your budget you would like to spend on that, because it is your priority of the moment. For example, how about you want to invest on your personal development? You want to grow at work and you need to learn a new software, a new skill. How much is that worth to you? And imagine yourself 6 months later. What do you think that investment will get you? Will it help you grow? Will it help you feel safer? Or will, hiring some help at work help you really focus on what matters most to grow your business or your team? What is it for you? Maybe for you it's worth budgeting more money to go out with your friends or your colleagues to learn about something that you don't, instead of paying for Netflix every month. Maybe you don't have that consideration because you can afford both. What is it for you that you want to... You're always wondering, can I afford this? And really think, can I afford not to do this? For example, if you have $5,000 to spend at your discretion, would you rather pay for a family trip, or would you rather invest in the stock market? Or is it worth getting a bigger home or going on a family trip every year? And there's no right or wrong answer. We all have different values. We all have different priorities. We all have different circumstances. But our circumstances are not the main reason that we make choices. It's really the way that we envision that. So I just want to encourage you to take a minute, think about that, and let me know if you have any question about your spending or about your earning. I'll be happy to tell you more about money and your money mindset. I wish you a beautiful weekend, and I'll talk to you next week. Bye. If you found this interesting today and would like to dive deeper, I invite you to book a free 30-minute mini session with me on the website at without-judgment-coaching.com. Again, that's without-judgment-coaching.com. I can't wait to meet you. Talk to you next month. Bye.